All right, y'all. So the breakdown of Mark chapter 16, part 2. Mark chapter 16 is the climactic conclusion of the Gospel of Mark, focusing on the resurrection of Jesus Christ, his appearance to his followers, the Great Commission to spread the gospel worldwide, and the promise of signs that would accompany believers. The chapter begins with women discovering an empty tomb, then describes Jesus meeting Mary Magdalene, two other disciples, and the 11 before his ascension and the disciples' subsequent ministry. The empty tomb and resurrection. We're going to break this down. Mark 16, 1 through 8. Discovery. After the Sabbath, Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James, and Salome go to the tomb to anoint Jesus' body, but find the large stone rolled away. Angel's message. An angel informs them that Jesus has risen and instructs him to tell his disciples that he will meet them in Galilee. Fear and awe. The women are overcome with awe and fear and flee the tomb, telling no one initially. Jesus' appearances in the Great Commission, Mark 16, 9 through 20. Mary Magdalene. Jesus first appeared to Mary Magdalene, who was grieving, before she tells the disciples. The two disciples. Jesus then appears to the two disciples on their way to Emmaus, Emmaus. So the next one is the 11. Jesus appears to the 11 disciples, rebukes them for their unbelief, and gives them the commission to go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. Signs and ascension. The chapter concludes with Jesus promising that believers will perform miracles such as casting out demons, speaking in new tongues, and not being harmed by poisons. He then ascends into heaven, and the disciples preach the gospel. So, thematic significance. Turning fear into hope. The resurrection of Jesus transformed the fear of his followers into joy, grief into hope, and doubt into belief. Empowerment for mission. Jesus empowers his disciples with his presence and the promise of the Holy Spirit to carry his message to the world. Proof of his sacrifice. The resurrection serves as God's receipt, proving that Jesus' sacrificial death paid the penalty for sin and that he offers new life to those who believe. Period. Okay, period. All right, y'all. So that is all I have for the breakdown part 2 of Mark chapter 16. And I'll see you tomorrow for who we going to next? Luke. We're gonna get into the book of Luke. I told y'all, if you don't know, I started with Matthew. We're just finishing up Mark. Luke is next, and then the book of John will be after that. And then after that, I'm going to see where God leads me to, whatever book he leads me to break down next. All right, y'all. So that is all I have, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.